trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or Metro Kia of Madison.
Is that running to them?
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Live from the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, I'm Ben Brust, enjoying a nice day in Madison. Clear skies, cold as ever, but happy to be here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Kyle Wallace, he's hanging out at the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Studios at the Avenue. He's a former Packer backer that doesn't believe this team can get by the San Francisco 49ers. Say something, Kyle.
And he's the one who comes to work and doesn't go party in Madison with his friends and try to act like he's working. That's who he is. I'm doing great, Ben. It's here live with Brad, who's in studio today. Hey, Brad.
Hey, Kyle. How's it going? Good to see you face-to-face.
Good to see you face-to-face, too, my friend.
I love that you guys are trying to, conspire to make this a, Ben's not working today thing.
That's what it is.
We don't have proof of it. I mean, you're the voice in outer space today.
Well, here's the thing. I'm on an actual microphone in one of our actual studios, and I went on an actual meeting with Packer Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher. I got receipts. I've been here all morning long, and it's great.
You're picking up that great vehicle you got, right?
I actually am not. I wish I was picking up a great new Zimbrick Mercedes, but work came first. Unlike you guys, I had to make sure that I got my work done first, so I'm going to have to come back another day to make sure I get a nice Zimbrick Mercedes to get the SUV, got to put the car seat in there. Homeowner, gonna have a baby. But look, nobody cares about me. I appreciate you guys caring about me, but 800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. As always, get us on YouTube at ESPN Madison and at ESPN Milwaukee, and for social on Twitter, X, or whatever you want to call it, at KBN ESPN. But we have to start here because it's making the rounds across the NFL world. We posted on Twitter at ESPN Madison, and people aren't happy. People are upset with old Mark Chmura, Chewy of the morning show on 94.5 ESPN from 7 to 9, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Chewy had some interesting words as we're all trying to get geared up for this 49ers-Packers game. Trying to find the edge, right? Listening to the Packers players, listening to the 49ers players. What are they all saying? Well, this one is taken off. This is Mark Chmura earlier this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
And it's little things like this. And the reason we won in 95 when no one gave us a chance in San Francisco is because we intimidated them. I mean, and I always revert to Wayne Simmons. Wayne Simmons kicked the crap out of Brent Jones. And then it got contagious, and then it carried over. That's why, and guys are going to think I'm crazy, a 15-yard penalty, and I don't condone this, but I kind of do in the playoffs, a 15-yard penalty for a late hit on Brock Purdy is not a bad thing, as long as it's worth it. I'm just saying. This is the mindset you go into when it's battle.
That was Mark Chmura this morning talking about how the Packers could gain a little edge going against Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers, who are now only 8-point favorites against the Green Bay Packers. I'll turn it over to Kyle Wallace. Your reaction to this, my friend?
Listen, I love nasty. I love physical. I love play through the whistle, from whistle to whistle. I love a team that has intensity and I love a team that sets the tone. The Green Bay Packers last week against the Dallas Cowboys, they set the tone from the start. And what did they do? They said, we want the ball, and we're going to run the ball down your throat. We're going to complete passes, and we're going to punch the ball into the end zone, and we're going to set the tone early. We're going to impose our will on an opposing team. That's the type of team that I like. The team I saw last week, it's the same team I want to see this week. But Brad and Ben, I do not condone any type of 15-yard penalty. You are running the risk when you do something like that, killing momentum for your team. You are running the risk of causing your team to be going in a different direction when you want to, and that's giving another team 15 yards. You are running the risk of a team that's the number 1 seed, and the 49ers are scary. They are on a mission last year. They feel like they did not get what was truly theirs last season because their quarterback got hurt. The last thing you want to do is tick off the San Francisco 49ers with the team that they have. I want the Packers to set the tone, but I want it to be legal. I want it to be clean. I want it to be in between the whistles. When you make a good stop on defense and you swat the ball out, I want Jair Alexander jaw jacket. I want him talking like he did C.D. Lamb last week. When C.D. Lamb didn't respond, he just turned away. I want when Kenny Clark gets a sack, they celebrate standing over Brock Purdy. I want when we get a tackle for loss, I want us to celebrate and dance and say, we got more coming. But I don't want to risk a 15-yard penalty. And I'll finish with this. Do you remember last week, the Cowboys, when they scored that one touchdown in the first half, do you remember what happened on that drive? There was a 15-yard horse collar phantom penalty. It wasn't a horse collar, but they called it 15 yards, and that's the only drive in the first half that they scored a touchdown. Why? It's because they got 15 free yards. Do not risk doing something what Chewy says he does condone for this game against the 49ers because it could put you in a hole and you can't get out that hole potentially. So absolutely not.
Yeah, when I think about this and I think about how my teammates have responded in moments like this, when I think about Green Bay and the mismatch they have against San Francisco this week, I totally understand and would agree that the Packers need to set a physical tone early on to say to the San Francisco 49ers, we're here, we're playing tough. You better bring your A game today to beat us because we've come to play. And the best way to do that, from hearing my teammates talk, is not necessarily doing anything that's illegal, anything that's outside of the whistle, anything that's cheap, or anything that would incur a penalty. But they do say that nothing really strikes in a wake-up call to the opponent like a big, clean hit. So, for instance, if we're going to use Chewy's conversation here, I would suggest that it would be a hard hit, a hard, clean, legal hit on someone like Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, whoever. And maybe it's a big sack against Purdy, a true legal sack, but a big, clean hit delivered within the rules of football that sends a message that says, you know what? We're here, and you better strap up because this is going to be a long game for you. That is a message that is delivered and is received by the opposing team. I think the scary part is, and the part that maybe is unexpected, is if you take a hit and it's outside of the realm of football, it's outside of what you would consider legal in the NFL, the reaction wouldn't be from the 49ers, oh my gosh, we need to come to play because they're tough. The reaction would be, these guys are trying to punk us. And I think that would, as you would say, awake a sleeping giant in San Francisco, right? It might alert them on. It might give them a green light to go ahead and wake up and impose their will on the Packers, or at least try to. So to me, totally understand the need for the Packers to set the tone early and the need to bring their physical game. But doing it with legal hits, doing it inside the whistles and inside the white, that's the best way to do it. And honestly, too, when you talk to teammates, if you go out there and if you lay a couple big legal hits on them, and it's not just one guy, it's 11 guys, they come off the field saying, dude, these dudes are tough. Like, this is going to be a long game. I don't know what more we can do because they're bringing it. If you send a message doing it outside the legality of the game, it almost sends a message that, like, you almost need to do those kind of things in order to win. So I love the idea of setting a physical tone. I love the idea of hard-hitting football. I just love the idea of doing it in a legal hit and doing it inside the realm of what real football looks like.
800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. That's the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Of course, you can get us on YouTube at ESPN Madison and at ESPN Milwaukee. Now, Chris Larson, if you may, I would love to hear Chewy's clip again. It's not super long, and I think it's, I'm a little bit different than you guys. I'm not saying I'm with Chewy, but I'm definitely different than you guys. Here's Mark Chimura.
And it's little things like this. And the reason we won in 95 when no one gave us a chance in San Francisco is because we intimidated them. I mean, and I always revert to Wayne Simmons. Wayne Simmons kicked the crap out of Brent Jones. And then it got contagious, and then it carried over. That's why, you guys are going to think I'm crazy, a 15-yard penalty, and I don't condone this, but I kind of do in the playoffs. A 15-yard penalty for a late hit on Brock Purdy is not a bad thing, as long as it's worth it. I'm just saying, this is the mindset you go into when it's battle.
So here's what I have to say about this, and I appreciate where you guys are coming from, but I look at this as something where, like, it's gone way too far. On Twitter right now, Richard Sherman, who won a Super Bowl, 5-time All-Pro in the NFL, he retweeted ESPN Milwaukee and said this: "This is disgusting and has no place anywhere in sports or sports commentary. There is never a scenario where this is okay for any person or team." I like right now how we're acting as if there wasn't bounties put on players, or this isn't a sport in which you literally go out and try to attack the quarterback. And this is a barbaric sport. Now, I'm not saying to go at his knees, but this is something where we are going way too far, as if, like, there aren't any roughing the passer penalties ever in the NFL. Did you know that you could have a late hit and it could simply be a defender pushing Brock Purdy and like pushing him to the ground and that, like, Chewy didn't say, hey, go for his knees and get the 15-yard penalty. He's literally saying be extra physical. And, like, if you look at it in that lens, I'm okay with that. This, to me, I don't think it necessarily has to be right away. I'm not saying necessarily that they have to even do it. What I'm saying is, and I'll take this to basketball for a second, right? If your team's getting whooped on, right, and you might be down 10, the other team goes on a run, your team's sleeping, sometimes what does the coach do? The coach gets a technical foul, and sometimes the team rallies behind that and goes, yells at the refs, and then you go, they shoot the free throws, and then sometimes you play a little bit better. I think intimidation can be the right play. It doesn't, like, I just think we're taking this completely out of context. We're hearing something and seeing a tweet on social media, and everyone's going nuts and saying, this is outrageous, this is ridiculous. Don't act like this is a contact sport in which there's games within the game, and a game within the game might be, again, if you need momentum, and I'm not saying this is a great idea at times, because, again, you definitely don't want to give a team that's offensively as gifted as the San Francisco 49ers are an edge. But I just don't like that we're, like, taking this as, like, can you believe Mark Chimura put a bounty on Brock Purdy? Because that's how we're reading into this right now, all over Twitter, all over the world, and I hate it. I hate it, because if you give him an extra shove late at the end of the whistle and he goes down a little bit hard, he'll be fine. It's not like he's saying tackle him to the ground, throw your whole body on him, and punch him in the face after. He's literally saying take a personal foul penalty. And so, again, I'm somewhere in between where you guys are of, like, I'm so scared, let's play within the lines of the game, versus Chewy saying I condone, this. I'm saying, look, you are an 8-point underdog. You know this is a big, big, big spot for you where you're going to need to find every angle and ounce that you can to get a win. So that's where I'm at right now. I think we've gone way too far of, like, I don't condone this. Who's Richard Sherman to talk about, what's right and wrong in football? What are we doing right now? Everyone wants to be self-righteous about everything in the game of football when it's literally a sport where you line up and try to kill the person that you are in front of and get to the quarterback.
Well, I actually understand where you're coming from, Ben, and we live in a world where you see a snippet, like we just heard from Chewy, and to Chewy's defense, earlier in the show, earlier in the conversation, he said something along the lines of, we should send a lot of we should go right at Bosa, basically saying we should be physical with Bosa, not be on the receiving end, but the delivering end of physicality to someone like Bosa. And you'd say, well, that is absolutely in the bounds of legality of football, and something that would be a good game plan thing to say, you know what, we're not afraid of anything. My argument is, not only do you not want to inflict pain upon yourself with penalties and things like that, my argument is, look, it wouldn't be great to do something outside the lines of legality, but it's not even the most effective way to deliver a message. The most effective way is to do it when everybody's thumping, everyone's doing it in a legal way, because then you say, well, what can we do? These guys are just bringing their A game. The minute you take it in an extracurricular type of situation, I think it sends a message to the other team saying, we have to do extracurricular. We have to do extra to try to get in your head.
And the thing is this Green Bay Packers team is very youthful, a lot of inexperience, a lot of guys who have not been there before. To have them do something that is outside of the identity of who they are as a football team would not be the right way to go about this. Imagine this. Brad, you played with a really good quarterback, a star-studded quarterback who, if not for injuries, probably would be going to the Hall of Fame, in Cam Newton. If somebody got physical or somebody hit Cam Newton after, and I know it's happened before, I bet you Ryan Khalil, Michael Orr, Steve Smith, Brad Nortman will be at somebody's head if they hit that quarterback late.
You're
and
right.
You know, if they hit that quarterback late, here's the thing. Is that this ain't the Chicago Bears, this ain't the Dallas Cowboys, this ain't the Minnesota Vikings, this ain't the Detroit Lions. This is the San Francisco 49ers who got some dogs. If you think for a second you're going to hit Brock Purdy late, and I'm talking about egregious late. I'm not talking about a little push, a little shove. I'm talking about anything egregious, which Chewy did not say do anything egregious. I'm just saying in the sense of dirty and egregious. You best to believe Trent Williams going to get in your face. You best to believe Deebo Samuel get in your face. And then on top of that, they're going to hand the ball off to CMC, and they're going to try to drive it right down your throat. You do not want to test this type of team. You want to beat this team mano-a-mano by being physical, by being confident, and by playing your game. And your game is not doing things like this.
800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776, streaming on YouTube at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee. I want to continue this conversation. Are you good setting the tone? Are you good bringing the heat? Or do you want to be really legal within the lines? Coming up next, Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
Hey, I heard you got into an A off with one of our teammates.
Hey.
When you don't know what to say, you just go, hey.
Right. I mean, A is universal.
It's
fair.
It means, hey, how you doing? It means, all right, see you later.
Hey.
It means, what's up? Hey. Yeah.
Or good point.
Hey.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Get deals on what you need during MVP's bonus days at Lowe's. Right now, save $20 on select 5-gallon ceiling paint or primer by HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams. Plus, get 15% off and earn 3 times bonus points when you buy 4 or more Purdy products. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts if any. Valid 1/15 through 1/26. Subject to change.
At Progressive, we love sports and saving you money, so we bundled them together.
The final horse now in the gate, and they're off. They're starting off with a double toe loop jump, leaving a difficult 7-10 split. As there's movement on the inside rail. Only 9 pins separate them now as they head to the final quarter mile. They're neck and neck. It's down to the last frame. Here comes the axle jump. They bundled their home and auto insurance with Progressive. Win, strike, savings, gold.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
Hey, it's Jason Wilding for Associated Bank. Here in Wisconsin, we love our sports year-round, right down to the Packers games in the Lambeau snow. If you want to show your love for the green and gold every day, you got it with Associated Bank's exclusive Packers checking account. A one-of-a-kind debit card, a 10% discount at the Packers Pro Shop, plus everything you'll score as an Associated Bank customer. Best of all, you'll get a banking partner based right here in the Midwest. Visit AssociatedBank.com/Packers to get started today. You've got this with Associated Bank. Member FDIC.
Goodman's Jewelers has been providing the sparkle to Madison since 1933. That's a lot of great memories. John Hayes for Goodman's Jewelers. We've been caring for generations of customers, and during that time our strengths have been trust, service, and selection. Those traits are who we are, and that will never change. Goodman's Jewelers, a destination worth reaching. 220 State Street, goodmansjewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
January means it's playoff time for football. The best teams give their best to win the game. And Metro Kia of Madison is giving their best on these amazing lease offers. Get in a 2024 Kia Forte GT for only $299 per month. For 36 months, $3,400 due at signing, 10,000 miles per year. Or drive a 2024 Kia Sportage right off the lot for only $3,500 down and $499 a month for 36 months. Again, 10,000 miles per year. Get these deals at Metro Kia of Madison.
Dash the Dane. That's right, Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company has expanded their delivery offerings with DoorDash. New customers get $5 off your first order of $25 or more. And don't forget, Dash Pass subscribers always receive free delivery. Order delivery today at GreatDanePub.com or on the DoorDash app and get food delivered from the Great Dane closest to you. Downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It's a fight, head bust 'em, it's a fight.
990-3776. We've gone soft. We all have. We hear a former NFL player say, it might not be a bad idea to set the tone with a personal foul penalty. Whether you agree that it's right or wrong for this team in this scenario, we're acting as if this football game that we watch every Sunday, every week, isn't about physicality. So for those movie aficionados, and I'm taking it back, this isn't the Mighty Ducks. Gordon Bombay didn't tell them to cheat. Gordon Bombay didn't tell the Packers to say, you know what, poke their eyes out, fake injuries, flop for penalties. They're not doing Chewy. I want to hear it again, Chris. Chewy from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, Mornings 94.5 ESPN, has the whole football world up in arms, and everyone's being self-righteous right now. This was Mark Chmura of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, Mornings 94.5 ESPN.
And it's little things like this. And the reason we won in 95 when no one gave us a chance in San Francisco is because we intimidated them. I mean, and I always revert to Wayne Simmons. Wayne Simmons kicked the crap out of Brent Jones. And then it got contagious, and then it carried over. That's why, you guys are going to think I'm crazy, a 15-yard penalty, and I don't condone this, but I kind of do in the playoffs, a 15-yard penalty for a late hit on Brock Purdy is not a bad thing, as long as it's worth it. I'm just saying, this is the mindset you go into when it's battle.
He didn't say take out his knees. He didn't say end his career. He literally said take a personal foul penalty, which, as we know, roughing the passers could be as simply as touching him with a finger when it's 1 second after he releases the ball and he goes down. Now, I'm not saying Brock Purdy gets that type of treatment from the NFL, but we literally, as Josh DiMaggio texts me, Love Joshie DiMaggio, producer of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We all detach ourselves from reality to watch one of the most violent sports of all time, but today is the day that everyone wants to be self-righteous and draw the line that it's not okay what Mark Chmura said, and it's ridiculous. It is. Everyone is ridiculous trying to be, I just can't wait for a nice, clean game on Saturday. Here's what's real. This is playoff football. It's already going to be super physical, and guess what? Did I say, hey, Quay Walker, take out a trainer, take out a coach? Nope. Has he done that this year? Nope. I think Matt LaFleur has a good pulse on his team. I don't think we're going to see this happen on Saturday, but again, it's not as egregious as everyone's making it out to be. I got my guy Chewy's back, mostly because I don't want him to put me in a headlock if I don't.
Yeah, I think the message Chewy is sending in general is the Packers need to be physical on Saturday. I totally agree with that. They need to bring their physicality because this is a physical team. My follow-up would be, is there a way you can send a physical message without incurring a 15-yard personal foul penalty? I would say there is. I would say it's a collective physicality that happens inside the whistle and inside the white, and I think that's a more effective strategy too. I think the minute you start doing things that are outside the bounds, whether it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we even say this, how barbaric. I just don't think it's effective. I think when other guys see that, to use Kyle's example, if Cam were to have a late shot on him, right, and it was egregious and whatever, and he got a penalty, it would, one, rally our team, and two, it would deliver the message to me saying, these guys know they can't beat us, so they need to go outside the bounds of the game in order to send a message, in order to do something, because they can't beat us one-on-one. That's why I think the one-on-one, inside the game plan mentality type of physicality is not only a way that's legal, but just more effective.
Yeah, it is more effective, and I just don't think this is, again, I said it last time.
Kyle, you don't even believe this team can win, so I don't even want to hear from you.
No, but here's the thing. You know what they ain't going to do? They're not going to win if they do something like that. They're definitely not going to win. This Packers team has not proven that they can have penalties, and then on top of that, go against a team that's better than them offensively and defensively. You think they can overcome 15-yard penalties? You think they can overcome getting a team like the San Francisco 49ers fired up? Absolutely not. Play clean, play legal, play hard, and do what you do. That's not what this team is made of. Christian Watson ain't trying to do that. Jaden Reed ain't trying to do that. Jordan Love for dang sure ain't trying to do that. Our boy wipe me down, first down, Aaron Jones. That's not who this team is. Don't make these boys become something they are not, because it's not just about this game. You don't want to have a reputation moving forward that you're this dirty football team. This is more than about this game against the 49ers. It's about the next 5 to 7 years where you have your Super Bowl window of being a true contender open. You don't want to have any type of noise or have that tainted by the label of being a dirty football team. Now, you don't want that with this young team.
Let me say this real quick. As it comes to Mark Chmura's audio from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Morning 7 and 9 from 94.5 ESPN. I really hope this isn't taken very serious. I hope it doesn't get to the 49ers. I hope they don't make it bulletin board material. Chewy has nothing to do with the team anymore. He's a radio host that's enjoying Florida right now. Do not send this to the team. Do not let them think that his Super Bowl in '96 has anything to do with Matt LaFleur and how great this team is playing right now.
Yeah. It's too late. It's too late. Once Richard Sherman tweeted it, everybody gonna see it. It's too late. Chewy gave the 49ers bulletin board material.
They're for sure aware of it. They're for sure aware.
Yeah, but
right? I mean,
but it's not like Chewy's in the lock. Like if you have a brain, right? Like if you're on say you're on the San Francisco 49ers, and some pundit will say, because Chewy's definitely not a pundit. I can't believe I said that. Some meathead on a radio show that played in the NFL 30 years ago when things were a lot different said this. You're not like, oh, yeah, Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary. Those guys are best friends with Mark Chmura. They're totally going to listen to everything he said and implement it in the game on Saturday.
But think about exactly already what I feared this message would deliver. If you did it in a game or they get it ahead of time. If the 49ers catch wind of this and it all discuss it, you know what it's going to be? They're going to be saying, the Packers know they can't play with you. They know they have to go outside the bounds of physicality in order to send a message. They're scared of you. Like they know they can't line up one-on-one and beat you how the game of football should be played. So that would give them more confidence and more like a heads up, like okay, here we go. We're going to show them who we are, and it's time for us to lay the wood on them.
Or it could be a thing where they say, lay the wood. I hope they lay the wood legally, but here's the thing. Or it could be one of those things, Brad, where they say, we wish y'all would. We dare y'all. Do something like that. Try if you want to. And again, you don't want to give that type of team that type of fire in their belly because they're already that dang good.
And you're already that scared of the San Francisco 49ers.
I know, it's not even about that, but at the end of the day, listen, you can want to win all you want, but sometimes you just aren't good enough. And when you look at the talent that they have compared to the talent that we have, they have better talent up and down that roster. You'll take their coaching staff, you'll take their offense, you'll take their defense, and you'll take their special teams. You are already kind of underdogs in this game. Do not give a team like that is a locked-in focus team an opportunity to have.
Here Kyle goes again. He might as well just be a 49ers fan.
Here's what I would say about the pulse of this game and if the Packers look like they're out there competing. Would you rather have Quay Walker meet Christian McCaffrey with a big hit in the hole on a running play, or would you rather have him late hit him out of bounds when he's like on a sweep? Like, what sends a bigger message?
I don't trust Quay Walker to.
Okay,
he's
insert name. Insert Packer defender.
I'm joking.
Right?
I'm joking. He's been filling the gap but not making the plays.
Right, because you would rather take a big hit in the hole, sending a message where like, dang, they're not giving us a yard, as opposed to hitting a guy like Christian McCaffrey out of bounds, sending a message that way. I feel like the message delivered in between the whistles is more effective. I think that's what Chewy was trying to get at, right? And obviously, read it however you want to read it and however he said it, but I think the message was the Packers need to be physical. They need to set the tone early. Now, there's a way you can do it right, legally, and effective, and then there's another way that's not.
And here's the thing. If this was to happen, right, and they got a penalty on a 15-yard play, you know what you all will be saying? People will be saying, oh, that's a knucklehead. And then if the 49ers score after that happens,
that's Chewy's fault.
Then we're all talking about, this knuckleheaded football player, especially you talk about Quay Walker, who I don't believe Quay Walker's a knucklehead. I believe Quay Walker is a young man who has shown great growth this season from last season, because I didn't fault him for what happened last year. He was learning how to be a man. He was learning how to be in the NFL. But if a person like Quay Walker, who had a reputation, as I put quotations over my ears, who had a reputation for maybe having some boneheaded decisions, were to do that against the 49ers, and then the 49ers scored a touchdown right after that, and then Jordan Love, or anything bad happened, 3 and out, and we had to play, and we're down 14-0. Everybody be going back to the boneheaded decision Quay Walker made. Let's not do that. We are a good enough football team to go mano and head up with this football team on Saturday. We don't need none of that extra nonsense.
Here's why we're going to move on from this conversation, because A, I don't think it's going to happen, and also B, when we talk about it, Kyle, you become even more scared of the 49ers. So here's what we're going to do.
I ain't scared of the 49ers.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to hear from a 49ers player, Nick Bosa, right? Nick Bosa had some comments about Jordan Love. That is an actual football player playing in this game. That is a 49er that made comments about Jordan Love. Mark Chmura ain't playing in the game. Mark Chmura is 30-plus years removed from being a Green Bay Packer. So if they want to use that as bulletin board material, great. We actually have bulletin board material from somebody that plays for the 49ers talking about Jordan Love. I want to get to that. But first, Brad, you're going to tell us how Gina Della, she's great in every which way.
That's right, because I don't know about you guys. This last week with the blizzard, the snow, the cold, you would probably be very thankful that you took advantage of Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin deals over the last couple of months. Because if you weren't and you had those drafty windows, those drafty doors, you'd be paying the price for it right now. But the good news is, even though the weather outside is frightful, your energy bill can still be salvaged because Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin has energy-efficient windows and doors that will keep the cold outside where it belongs. And believe me, we all know it is cold out there. If you didn't take advantage of the prior deals, you need to listen to this deal. Because this January, they're offering a deal. It ends by the 31st, so you have to take advantage soon, of 0% interest up to 36 months. That's right. I don't even know. I've not even heard of a deal anywhere else in this economy where you have 0% interest up to 36 months. But that's right. No interest up to 36 months, but you have to book by January 31st. Visit PellaWI.com.
800-990-3776. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
I mean, I love me some Jordan Love, but you know what else I love? Strippers. The club.
Mark that.
That's what I want for my birthday. Listen, Jordan Love, I'll see you one day, buddy.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because our home policies help protect your dreams and come with peace of mind. Save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ever wonder how the best athletes find the power to jump higher, cut quicker, skate smoother, drive farther, and stick the landing? At Prevea Orthopedics in Green Bay, we know power starts with the hips. That's why Dr. Michael Ryan and our team of experts provide comprehensive and advanced expertise in hip care, unlike anywhere else. Come to Prevea Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, where we can preserve your hips so you can pursue your goals. Prevea Orthopedics, specializing in you.
You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Jim Routledge here. You heard me talk about them for years. I have my big blue truck from Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. It is a Silverado. If you're in the market for a new or new to you Chevy Silverado or Colorado, I recommend Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Go see my guy Dan out there. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, a special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
The standards have been set from quarterbacks that have been here before us, and you're trying to continue to raise your game until you get to that bar.
This is your green and gold fix on 100.5 ESPN.
You're going to evolve throughout the course of the season. It's always the fine line of what's too much.
This green and gold fix is driven by Metro Ford.
After a tough stretch in December, the Packers defense has played a big role in each of the team's last 3 victories. To finish the season, Joe Barry's crew gave up 10 points to the Vikings and 9 to the Bears. Most of the 32 points allowed to the Cowboys came in garbage time, and the defense came up big with 2 interceptions, including a pick-6 by Darnell Savage. Head coach Matt LaFleur pleased with what Barry's unit has been doing as of late.
Couldn't be happier. I know what Joe Barry's all about and the resiliency, and there's tough moments in every season. I felt like I know what we have in him and was confident that if anybody could right the ship, it was him.
The Packers take on the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Divisional round of the playoffs Saturday night. Kickoff from Levi Stadium is at 7:15.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. We are presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light, I'm Ben Brust of the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison Studios, taking a nice little vacation from Milwaukee. Didn't do much work today, according to Brad and Kyle.
That's factual. That's the first fact you said today.
Nah, I'm just gonna keep it real. Just gonna didn't do anything today. I'm just happy. I'm just happy Brad made it into the studio. I'm glad you're acting like you're a happy-go-lucky guy, really believing in this Packers team when really you're a fraud. You've been a Packer backer all year, and now this week you've decided to be too scared to let your feelings get hurt if they lose. And that's just the truth. 800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-ESPN. We're streaming on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison with some trolls in the comments in the chat. So love to see that. Get after them, people. Respectfully. No 15-yard penalties in the chats, please.
No personal fouls.
Nick Bosa of the San Francisco 49ers, stud edge rusher, had some comments about Jordan Love, and I'm not going to lie. I think he's stupid.
He's really good at going through his reads, playing the offense to a T, and we definitely need to stop the run. I don't think many teams have made him uncomfortable yet, so stopping the run and making him and covering up those easy open guys is something we have to do.
Nobody's made him uncomfortable yet. Well, guess what? That's part of football, is having a good offensive line. And this Packers offensive line has been phenomenal in making sure Jordan Love has had time. But not to mention, I'm pretty sure as I've watched the last 8 weeks, especially the last 3, Jordan Love doesn't panic when there is pressure. When the Cowboys, who had the top pressure rate in the NFL, got near him, he still stuck in the pocket and made dynamite throws. And so, yes, do I think the 49ers are going to possess a big challenge in the run game? Absolutely. They are a much better team stopping the run than the Cowboys were. I need Aaron Jones to be everything he's been and more, which is a lot to ask, especially because it's a better run defense. But I hate the notion that he hasn't been tested. Jordan Love, is a product of the system, because that's kind of what we're getting at here. Jordan Love has made a ton of plays with his ability in the pocket and sometimes just being creative off his back foot, reading the defense, changing plays at the line. He's not just getting the call from Matt LaFleur and saying, all right, here we go, guys. Here's what we're going to run. The first 8 weeks, we weren't seeing a lot of touching the helmet saying can, which is when he can change the play, because they have 2 plays. They can go to the one that was called or the can play, because they can also run a different play. Guess what I've seen a lot of? Can, or going up to the line, seeing what he liked, like Brad Nortman said against the Cowboys. He found the matchup he wanted when he saw the blitz coming, and Jaden Reed went in motion, and Dontavian Wicks was another crosser over the middle, and he found him right in the breadbasket. So I hope that Jordan Love is listening. Again, I can make anything bulletin board material, but I think it's disrespectful to the guy that has played pretty damn well the last 8 weeks.
You used the term right there, disrespectful. That was exactly what I was thinking all throughout that question. They served up to him what should be a very easy question. What's challenging about Jordan Love? 99% of people, especially the way Jordan Love's been playing, would say something to the effect of, he's a good quarterback, he makes a lot of good throws, we have our work cut out for us, we're ready for the challenge. But Bosa, I don't know what he's thinking. It shows sign that Jordan Love does not have universal respect throughout the league yet, when I argue that he should. Because he brings up the fact that he hasn't been uncomfortable yet. The reason he hasn't been uncomfortable is because it doesn't matter if you blitz him or you let him sit back in the pocket. His numbers the last 12 or so weeks are amongst the top 5 in either, whether he's being blitzed or not. So he knows how to dissect you with either occasion. He starts talking about the running game. Where was the running game when they played the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving? So Aaron Jones has been a help for sure, but it's not like the Packers have had a consistent running game all year. And, the fact that he's throwing to wide open receivers, yeah, you have to give credit to some of these receivers and Matt LaFleur's game plan, but how many throws have we seen from Jordan Love where he threads the needle and puts it only where the receiver can get it? Powerful! And I'm surprised by this. I really am. Part of my big question this week is, are the 49ers taking the Packers lightly? I didn't think they were. I still don't think they are. But little comments like this from Bosa about love
he runs
makes
the
me
offense,
so uninspired and disrespectful. So I'm like, maybe they are taking him lightly, which would be a check mark in the Packers box on Saturday.
Yeah, it's very easy to say. You know what? He's been really, really good. It's so easy.
So easy to say that.
This is what I like to hear. I like to hear the opposing team underestimating our quarterback. Our quarterback who has been lights out, on fire since week 11. Our quarterback, who to me is obviously the most improved player in the NFL, but on top of that, he is better than Brock Purdy. I love hearing that guy talk that type of trash because obviously he ain't watching the same film I've been watching. You alluded to it, Brad. The Packers went weeks on weeks without having any type of run game. We put that team in this game on the arm and the shoulder of Jordan Love. The Packers lost their starting left tackle, and Rasheed Walker took time to be able to get into a groove and able to feel comfortable and work as a cohesive unit with the offensive line. It took time for that to develop, but throughout all of that, Jordan Love showed an incredible ability and exceptional pocket presence and being able to feel the pressure and being able to navigate the pocket and make plays downfield while keeping his eyes still downfield. There's a reason why he hasn't been sacked too often this season, and especially of late. Yes, the offensive line has played so well, but also the toughness that he has showed staying in the pocket, throwing the ball, taking contact, and completing passes is why he has been so successful. So if you believe that Jordan Love ain't been tested and you think that he ain't going to be ready for what you guys send at him on Saturday, that's going to be a good game for Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. So, yeah, I want you to load the box. I want you to stop the run because this system is built for receivers to get wide open, and Jordan Love has shown an excellent ability to find guys as soon as they're wide open. So I'll take my system quarterback over the guy we had last year, and I'll take my system quarterback over Brock Purdy any day.
And here's the funny thing. Quite often, players, even and coaches, they'll just straight up lie, right? They'll just be like, in a positive way. Whenever you play Belichick, it always seemed like he was giving the other team lavish praise. Like, they do this well, they do that well. Very rarely would he say something before the game like, yeah, I'm not impressed. We just need to do this and we'll be fine. Most often, you're instructed as a player, don't make any comments, give them praise, say it's going to be a tough game. So that is why this even goes further. And as you were saying, Ben, where it's just so easy to make a non-quote about this, but Bosa just felt, whether it be actually how he feels or just felt compelled to try to send a message that they're not scared of love. I don't know. It just shocked me to have that level of adjustment and negativity to love when he hasn't really done anything to deserve it. You would think it would just be so easy to say, you know what, he's playing great, we're going to have to bring our A game. Clearly, he felt like he didn't need to do that, and it's either they don't think a lot of Jordan Love, or they're trying to send a message that they're not afraid.
800-990-3776. That is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. This is fun, man. This is building up to what will be a fantastic Saturday night game of the 49ers and the Green Bay Packers, in which the Niners opened up as 10-point favorites. People are betting the Packers. It's coming down. It is 8-point favorites for the 49ers right now. Vegas is starting to believe in Jordan Love and the power that he has, as he's played the best football of arguably of any quarterback the last 8 weeks. 800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-ESPN. If you want to comment on anything Mark Chmura said, on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, Nick Bosa, kind of, overlooking, I'll say it, he's overlooking Jordan Love. With that quote, I am okay saying he did not give the praise that is due for the guy that has thrown 30-plus touchdown passes and put a beat down on the Cowboys with that offense that the Green Bay Packers had. I can't wait for this game. But with that, they're going deep in the playoffs. And believe it or not, we're getting to the point where there are some thoughts of Joe Barry coming back, especially if they find a way to beat the 49ers. Is this playoff run worth it? If you're keeping Joe Barry, what is your limit? What are you okay with? Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
You go talk to your friends, talk to my friends, talk to me. Oh, we are never, ever, ever getting back together.
There we go.
We're just as good as her.
We really are.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You, rah, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts. The 11th ranked Wisconsin men's basketball team took their first loss in conference play Tuesday night at Penn State. The Badgers, now 5-1 in Big Ten play, remain in first place in the conference despite the loss. Head coach Greg Gard after the game.
We are not where we need to be and can be and should be. So that's something we hadn't been exposed in a while. We got exposed tonight. Part of it was to our undoing.
Wisconsin looks to rebound Friday as they return to the Kohl Center hosting Indiana.
Badger Minutes on ESPN Wisconsin are brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule an appointment online today at PellaWI.com.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hey, Fleet Rewards members, save 10% now through Wednesday at Fleet Farm. No rebates, no waiting, no mail-in forms or receipts. The added 10% savings coupon is for all Fleet Rewards members, in-store and online. Not a member? Sign up in minutes to get your additional discount. Forget stamps or waiting for rebates. Enjoy 10% savings now through the 17th. And thanks for shopping Fleet Farm. Some restrictions apply.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Hey everyone, Molly Brown here from ESPN Madison. For the best Southwestern food and margaritas in the Madison area, it's always Pasquale's Cantina for me. Whether I'm enjoying my favorite taco salad, their awesome chips and guac, or one of their famous burritos, Pasquale's is the best for authentic Southwestern fare. Plus, they have one of the largest tequila selections around. Visit one of their locations in Verona or Middleton today, or check out their menu and order online at Pasquale'sCantina.com.
Bringing the flavors of the Southwest to the Midwest. Pasquale's Cantina.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
If I wanna, but I cannot hide in hills of California, because these hills have eyes and I got paranoia. I heard myself so
800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. If you missed it, Mark Chmura of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy isn't advocating, but kinda is advocating for a 15-yard penalty if it's in the right moment to set the tone tone, and it's made the Twitter world go wild, and everyone's self-righteous now and thinks that football's not supposed to be a physical sport. We need to make sure that everything's done the right way because we never see flags in the NFL. Now, I don't think the Packers are going to do that. I don't think that's the identity of this team. I think they're rolling in the way that they've been playing, so I don't want to see anything different from this team, but it's egregious how people are responding. I've seen an article, guys, so it's getting to San Francisco. Some San Francisco publication says former Packers Hall of Famer is calling for a late hit on Brock Purdy. So here we go. 800-990-3776. Let's go to James in Bayview. Welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call. I say we flip it. Let's focus on Brock Purdy. You know what? The thing of it is, you put him on any other team, and is he really that good? I say that the surrounding cast of the 49ers make him look good. And he doesn't have any much more experience than Jordan Love. I mean, for example, look at the Ravens. You put pressure on him, on Purdy, and, just like any other quarter, he just loses focus and everything else. I just think everybody's not talking about Purdy. They're like focusing on Jordan Love, and I think it's just the cast, his surrounding cast, that make him look good. I just want your opinion on that.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I think it's a good point, but here's what I'll say is, right, like, if we were to flip it, we could definitely say that Jordan Love would have, I would say, equal to or more success than Brock Purdy has had with the 49ers this year. But I also say on the flip side, we do know that Brock Purdy, and I will say this, I know in the bottom of my heart and with my brain that Brock Purdy would not be able to elevate this Green Bay Packers team if he was on the Packers. There's no doubt about it. He's not throwing to Dontavian Wicks. He's not throwing to Romeo Doubs. He's not throwing to Christian Watson, Jaden Reed. He's literally throwing to all pros. And I'm not saying that Brock Purdy is a bad quarterback. He's obviously a good quarterback. You have to still be good to make the throws and put the guys in the right spot to be successful. But I think what speaks to how great Jordan Love is what he's been able to do with this team. Fair, guys?
I think that's fair. Brock Purdy, he is a really good quarterback. He's accurate. He processes. He makes good decisions. But I think the best way to put it is Brock Purdy has a lot of success because of a lot of the talent he has around him. Jordan Love seems to have a lot of success in spite of the talent around him. That's not to say the Packers don't have talent. They do. I think we're going to look forward in a few years and say, oh my goodness, these wide receivers and tight ends is a king's ransom. But they're so young that they are a bit more handicapped in their ability to do the things that the 49ers can do. So you need to give Purdy a lot of credit for being the quarterback that San Francisco needs him to be. But there's no doubt that Jordan Love is doing just as much with a whole lot less.
More than anything, Brock Purdy's just a winner. Everywhere he's gone, he has won football games. It's the reason why he was Mr. Irrelevant and he won the 7th round, because he doesn't have the same intangibles that a Jordan Love has. He's a great football player, but the ceiling for Brock Purdy is not the same ceiling for Jordan Love. And Jordan Love's not Tom Brady. I'm not saying this, but I'm going to say Brock Purdy is no Tom Brady. He's not going to have the same career Tom Brady has. He's not going to elevate people's play around him. We saw what Brock Purdy was when he did not have his riches around him in that little losing streak that they had in the middle of the season. He lost football games. Jordan Love, on the other hand, he was able to be competitive with the lack of talent or a lot of inexperience and youth that the Packers had.
Shoot, Aaron Jones got hurt. He's still balled. It definitely has helped that Aaron Jones has been healthy and has rushed for, is that 4 straight games now over 100 yards?
4 straight games.
My man, wipe yourself off. First down, 800-990-3776. Let's go to Paul in Fond du Lac. Paul, welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
Thank you for taking my call, and I think you guys have a great program, just so you know.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
I just want to – I can't help but feel that Wayne Simmons thing. It's still vivid in my mind as to watch him beat up Brent Jones. And I can't see why that wouldn't be we couldn't do that again this week. That's not doing anything illegal. That's playing football, okay? And if you're going to maul that guy so much that he doesn't want to come back to you, you won, all right? And that's the way I'm looking at it. And I wish Kyle would be more optimistic about his Packers.
I
Because,
told you, man. He doesn't believe. Make him believe, Paul. Make him believe that this team can do it.
Paul, don't listen to the fake news coming out of Ben's mouth. He's a fraud trying to call me a fraud. He is not a real Packer backer like me. I am a Packer backer, and I believe in my Packers. I'm just realistic as well. Because you know what? If I wasn't realistic, it would make me sound like a Bears fan. And guess what? We're not Bears fans here. We're realistic, and we love our Packers.
Amen, brother. Sounds good.
Thank you, Paul from Fond du Lac. Let's go to Dylan on the road. Dylan, 800-990-ESPN. Welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Hey, thanks for taking my call, guys.
Absolutely.
Sure.
The floor is yours.
To you every day. I think you guys are awesome. I just wanted to say that before I get this little bit out.
Thank you.
I'm just going to get it out, and then I'll listen to you guys talk about it after. But one thing that I wanted to hit on with what Chewy had to say about physicality and the possibility of committing penalties and that kind of stuff, I have no issue with extreme physicality and, putting your foot in the ground and being the hammer, not the nail, and all that, etc. But one thing that I don't think I heard you guys talking about or anybody else is it's more than just 15-yard penalty. It's more than possibly giving them the momentum that they don't need, like you guys had said before. There's also the possibility that we lose a player on that play. Quay Walker could be thrown out of the game for something like that. It could sway so much in the other team's direction that I don't see that being a logical way to go about trying to, put your foot down in the ground. Thanks, guys.
I appreciate the call. Thank you, Dylan, and we appreciate your support. But I think you and Kyle really hit on that point the most, right? And again, I am taking the stance that this quote from Chewy is being completely overblown, and everyone wants to be mad about everything nowadays. And if we're being honest, I don't think this Packers team is going to do that anyway. But Kyle, weren't you the one who had said, like, you already don't want to poke the bear of a number 1 seed at home?
Oh, you don't want to poke the bear of the number 1 seed whatsoever. And not just any number 1 seed. We knew the Dallas Cowboys last week were susceptible. They're a very good football team, but they had some flaws, and they also had a coach and a quarterback. If they got down early, you knew that they were going to press. Against the 49ers, I don't think that team presses. I think that team, when their back is against the wall, they rise up and they fight back, unlike the Cowboys. And I don't want to do that and light a fire underneath those 49ers. They got some dudes, man.
Yeah, they do. They definitely do. We know that. And I just want to see Jordan Love be the guy again to somehow propel this team in a huge moment now. I don't know about you guys, but this feels bigger already. We're only at Wednesday, and it's only going to get more and more dramatic and build up more and more once we get to Saturday night. 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. We'll continue to hear from you all show long. We'll be back in 2 minutes. More Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Don't go anywhere.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
What is happening, Madison? I'm Alex Gravatt. This is your Sports Center, brought to you by Celebrations Entertainment. Complete event services for weddings, corporate events, nonprofit events, outdoor movies, casino nights, and so much more. Go to celebrationsentertainment.com to get started today. And today the Packers had practice, but they were without star cornerback Jair Alexander, who re-aggravated his ankle injury against the Cowboys in their wild card round victory over those Cowboys. Despite that, the Packers are 9-point underdogs against the 49ers, but ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter joined ESPN Milwaukee this morning, and he believes that there's a way for the Packers to win this game.
You want to control the ball. You want to control the clock. You don't want to fall behind and unleash the 49ers pass rush and make it such that Green Bay offensive line has to hold up when they're down and have to come from behind.
That game this week is at 7:15 on Saturday on Fox. In the NBA, the Bucks are back in action tonight as they head out to Cleveland to face the Cavaliers. The Bucks are 4.5-point favorites, despite the Cavs being on a 5-game win streak. But how brutal will this game be? KBN continues
Metro
now.
Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison, this is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Live from the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, I'm Ben Brust. Kyle Wallace and Brad Nortman, who knows what they did today? Here's how I know I worked hard, whether you guys give me crap or not. I haven't eaten a thing all day. I had one banana on my drive to Madison. Been working so hard that I haven't even eaten. So I might get hangry at some point throughout this show, so beware.
Sounds like poor planning. Sounds like
Scary.
you spent way too much time hanging out with your friends and actually thinking about eating. So that sounds like a personal problem to me.
Yeah, if you think I'm hanging out with friends and not eating, then you just do not know me, especially as I'm putting on the baby weight in solidarity with my girlfriend, who is very much due very soon. 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. I want to keep going to the phone lines, baby, because this is fun, man. I didn't get a chance for you guys to respond, but don't you feel like each second that ticks by, it becomes more and more of a must-watch game, not just for us, but everybody across the NFL football landscape?
Oh, yeah. I mean, when you look at these NFL playoff games, this is why I love the NFL playoffs. Each round, it gets all amped up. The energy, the expectation, the stage, everything about it feels bigger. And that's whether the Packers are playing or not. But then you throw in the fact that you've got two iconic franchises in the 49ers and the Packers, both playing really well. The storylines for the Green Bay Packers this year have been unbelievable, with third straight franchise quarterbacks, all the injuries, needing to win out, having momentum, and then the big bad 49ers playing at home.
Kyle Shanahan, Matt LaFleur, you name it, you can come up with it. Now, Chris, real quick, I'd love to, for the new people coming into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, let's play Mark Chmura from 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN. He's got everyone up in arms.
And it's little things like this. And the reason we won in 95 when no one gave us a chance in San Francisco is because we intimidated them. I mean, and I always revert to Wayne Simmons. Wayne Simmons kicked the crap out of Brent Jones. And then it got contagious, and then it carried over. That's why, you guys are going to think I'm crazy, a 15-yard penalty, and I don't condone this, but I kind of do in the playoffs, a 15-yard penalty for a late hit on Brock Purdy is not a bad thing, as long as it's worth it. I'm just saying, this is the mindset you go into when it's battle.
That, Mark Chmura, earlier on 94.5 ESPN's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. Tyler and Racine, welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
How's it going?
Hey, going pretty well.
Good.
Floor's yours.
I wanted to say that I don't think, listening to that tape, I don't think that he's saying that we should get penalties or purposely go out of our way to cause them. I think he's more specifying playing fast, and if don't be fearful to go, like, you know what I mean, to go for that extra hit, because if you play scared, your hesitancy could create less of a play, or you're not going to scare them as much if they don't think that they're going to get hit or get hurt, or not that we should hurt them, but along those lines is kind of what I think he's more so saying.
So, and Tyler, appreciate the call, but what I will say is, Chewy made it very clear. He said if it's the right moment and you believe in, the 15-yard penalty, he did say, take it. My problem is everyone's taking this as take Brock Purdy's knees out or, do something extremely dirty. Sometimes, it depends on the moment, and I'm not saying, again, this isn't the identity of the Packers team. Chewy is talking like a dinosaur is what he's doing, and it's okay. I love it. He played he won the Super Bowl in 1996. So, yeah, When he played, it was a lot different. This team hasn't built their identity on being cheap. What Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, Brad Nortman, this is KBN across ESPN Wisconsin. What Kyle Wallace said earlier is what I know about this Green Bay Packers team. When Jair is healthy and on the field, he's going to talk his talk. And I think the other cornerbacks are going to talk their talk too, because that's what we're hearing around the league of what they like to do.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I want them to do. Play your game. I don't want them to be something that they're not. That's putting entirely too much pressure on yourself to try to play outside of your identity. As this team is forming their identity as an organization under a new regime of Jordan Love after the Aaron Rodgers era, it is imperative that they figure out who they are. And what I don't want is I don't want a dirty football team. I want a nasty physical football team that's going to get in your face, that's going to play to the whistle, that's going to get after the quarterback, that's going to celebrate in the quarterback, that's going to drag themselves across the quarterback legally and celebrate every time they hit you in the mouth.
Well, and there's one thing. It's one thing to play in such an aggressive style that it increases your likelihood of getting a penalty. Like, I think maybe that could be what Chewy is more going at, that if we play at a certain speed, if we play at a certain intensity, because of that, it might increase our risk of getting a personal foul penalty. That's way different than being like, our game plan is to get a penalty because we need to send a message. And like the plan is we are going to be dirty. And then the next phase beyond that is we're going to intentionally hurt someone. Chewy did not say that. But it's one thing to like, hey, we're going to play so aggressive, so mean, so physical. And if because we're playing that hard, we get a personal foul penalty, we'll take it. But it's another thing to say, like, the plan is we're going to hit somebody late. There's just a difference. And I'm all good with the first one.
So I think what I'm really getting towards right now is I love Chewy. I think he's so fun to listen to, but you got to remember, the guy played in the 90s, and the mindset is shifted. It's 100% shifted. At no point have we seen any Packer player represent the way that Chewy is talking about. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's how Matt LaFleur has built this team. Let's go to Mark and Racine, 800-990-3776, because I'm intrigued by this one. Mark, welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Mark, floor is yours.
Hello. Oh, this is Mark in New Berlin.
Oh, Mark in New Berlin, Mark in Racine. What the heck is this on the text, Chris? This is the one, the only, the guy who said Jordan Love was a Ferrari in the garage. He is a prophet, folks. Also still an idiot, but also a prophet. Mark in New Berlin, what up?
Oh, what's up? What's up? I wanted to call in a little later this week so you guys could ponder this moment. Oh, and guess what? I just read on the internet they have 9 Pro Bowlers. Dallas had 7 Pro Bowlers. We're going up against a team of Pro Bowlers, and you know what? We don't give a damn.
Oh no,
we don't need any Pro Bowlers. We don't need it. You know what? And I look at it this way: it took Aaron Rodgers 13 years to get Mike McCarthy fired. It took Jordan Love 4 quarters, and he's going to get Mike McCarthy fired. So look at it this way: this team is rolling. Don't worry about the Ferrari. Who would you rather have, Pro Bowler Brock Purdy or Jordan Love on your team right now?
Oh, Mark, you know that answer resounding is Jordan Love. You can't deny what he's done with as little as he's been given. It starts
with love. Oh yeah, little is he's turned the water into wine. This is just—it's unbelievable.
Mark,
and all the people. Oh, you're an idiot. You're a clown. You're this. You're that. They're all wrong. And you know what, Benny? Now, if they do win the Super Bowl, which I predict they are going to win the Super Bowl, I think since I was so right, I got to come on that show and maybe.
Wait, hold on.
No,
why are you laughing?
Here's why I'm laughing, Kyle. I'm laughing. I'm laughing because 4 or 5 years ago.
He's laughing again.
No, Kyle, shut your butt up.
KBN Nation, thank you. He chuckled. I didn't chuckle.
I'm chuckling because there is a history between Mark and New Berlin and myself. 4 or 5 years ago, when Aaron Rodgers won back-to-back MVPs, Mark and New Berlin, I don't care about him. I'm laughing because I can't deny that Mark New Berlin might not be right. He definitely can be the prophet. He's been right about Jordan Love. I love that he said they can win the Super Bowl because my man is an idiot, but my man is also smart.
I hope he is very smart when it comes to this, because I can tell you this would be the most improbable Super Bowl run in NFL history.
Yes.
And Kyle Wallace will be. I would do a lot of things. KBN Nation,
Will you dump your head under Lake Michigan?
You tell me what to do. A lot of things except for putting my beautiful face in that poop-infested water.
Oh, you're the worst, man. I'll do anything, but I won't do anything.
Yeah, basically, that's what I said.
800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. I got to tell you about the Princeton Club. I love working with the Princeton Club because they have New Berlin, which is absolutely amazing. I have the 8 Madison locations where I'm in Madison right now. I have access to everything, and it's a community where when you walk in, you know you're going to better yourself. You know you're going to find your better tomorrow, and the best part is right now, through January. Lowest rates of the year. So you get to join a club that is open 24/7, free childcare with your membership. They provide something for everyone. So find your better tomorrow. Join the Princeton Club. You will not regret it. It has been amazing for my life, and it will be amazing for yours. Brad, we're going to hear you out next, but let me tell you, after Mark Chmura made the rounds, San Francisco's talking about him. Better bring the heat. Hear Brad out. Coming up next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
GKB, they get all my love, all my energy, and all my time. I'll be danged if GKB and Craig not going to allow me to take my half-an-hour boo-boo. If I need to do that, they need to allow me to do that.
Whole lunch break.
I don't even take a lunch break. I work during lunch.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Kevin Hoffman is the owner-president of Event Essentials. For 3 decades, they've had document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
I consider them as an advisor, a consultant, a business partner, that sort of thing.
Kyocera from James Imaging Systems, Kyocera copiers, Kyocera network printers, Kyocera color systems, and local service that keeps your business running on all cylinders all the time.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about that part of the business. I can come in at any hour of the day and scan a document or whatever and send it out. I just know that it's going to work.
James Imaging Systems, one goal, one priority, helping local businesses do business better.
I mean, I've been pleased over the years. It's just a good relationship overall.
Kyocera copier printers, and extraordinary service and support from James Imaging Systems. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Ben Brust here for Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. It's been over 4.5 years I've worked with Zimbrick European, and it's time for you to stop on by and check out all the inventory they have to offer. You can also go to ZimbrickEuropean.com for certified pre-owns, Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, electric vehicles. They literally have it all for you. It's your one-stop shop. Don't forget about Mercedes-Benz Sprinter vans as well. Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Check it out. You will enjoy it.
Are you looking for a fast-paced job in a fun and exciting work environment? Look no further than Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. We offer a wide range of job and shift availability in both part-time and full-time positions. Competitive wages and great benefits await you at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Visit us in person or check out our website to see all of our job openings. Make work fun and apply for a job at Madison's only casino.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
I'm attorney David Gruber. We've helped injured Wisconsinites for more than 30 years. Trust our hometown team to get you back in the game. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Your sweet, sweet loving, loving, loving me. Keep me coming, coming. Your sweet, sweet loving, loving, loving me.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman getting you ready for Packers-Niners this Saturday night.
Sweet, sweet loving, loving, loving me.
Honestly, between us boys, even though everything on these airwaves lives forever. So I closed on a house yesterday, and we hired movers for Saturday, and the Wi-Fi is scheduled to be put in on Monday. So I'm very excited to be doing the sidecast again on YouTube at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee, because I'm not going to have a chance. I have DirecTV Stream, so I can't watch the game. So I get to come to the office, hang out, and watch the dang game and get away from putting stuff away, if I'm being honest.
You already cut your service at your old place?
No, I got it through Friday, but there's going to be nothing in the old place, you know? So
it's a crazy weekend. No Wi-Fi at all.
I know. I'm going to be like a caveman, we do this every Wednesday before Rob Domofsky of ESPN joins us because we like to get his opinions. I hope Brad Nortman, our guy, our punter, our longtime NFL punter, brings the heat as this is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Ben Brust at the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman at the Gruber Law Offices, One Call, That's All Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. And we're also streaming on YouTube at ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee, so make sure you get there. We hear Brad out now.
They say punters are people too.
Punters are worthy of breaking news.
No, really, that's what they say.
Raising awareness everywhere that punters are people too.
Okay, let's go to it. Time to hear from the punter. Time to hear Brad out.
All right, gentlemen, I put a lot of thought into this one. You know, the Packers are going to San Francisco this weekend, of course, to play the 49ers. And it got me thinking about when I played in the NFL, playing out there in San Francisco. That's right, it is cool. I played at both
Get his ass, Chris.
I played at both Candlestick and Levi Stadium for the Super Bowl. Looking for one more cool. Nice. So it got me thinking about my different experience playing in new stadiums versus old stadiums. And here's what I'm going to convince you guys of today. Sports teams are too quick to demolish and rebuild stadiums. What they should be doing is taking iconic stadiums and instead of just leveling them and redoing it like they did with Candlestick to Levi Stadium, if they have a level of historic importance, significance, memorable moments, they should be remodeled, maintained, and therefore being able to be the best combination of both like newness and history. Because I'm not going to lie, when I went to Candlestick for the first time, I'm walking through there. It felt a little bit old. The locker rooms were a little bit aged, absolutely. But I remember going through my warm-up and going down to that end zone and being like, dude, right here is where Joe Montana threw that pass to Dwight Clark that I've seen over and over.
Cool.
And there were plenty of other times I remember Favre beating the 49ers in that stadium, the one that we're talking about in 96, which is one of the biggest upsets in Packer history. So when I think about these stadiums that are iconic, too many of them have been demolished, those entire experiences and moments forgotten for a new stadium. And trust me, these new stadiums, they're beautiful. I love them. But there are some stadiums that I think that they should not have demolished. They should have maintained and kept the level of history. Candlestick being one of them. Cowboy Stadium, that's another one. Original Cowboy Stadium, as beautiful as Jerry World is, think of all the memories in the 90s and early 2000s of that Cowboy Stadium. How about the Orange Bowl in Miami? That's another one where iconic moments, Super Bowls, Miami Hurricane teams. The new Hard Rock Stadium, meh. You need to focus the money on the old stadium to keep the awesome memories and nostalgia. Because, guys, let's be honest. There have been too many that have been demolished. This is including Yankee Stadium. I would have chosen they keep Yankee Stadium and just pour all that money into making it awesome. Here's my fear. There's a couple stadiums that are in the scopes right now. The Bills Stadium, Soldier Field. Those are iconic stadiums. Even Soldier Field.
It is.
I mean, those are iconic. I would love to see them keep it where they are, maintain the memories, the nostalgia, the moments, and then just upgrade the heck out of it and make it awesome, because we have precedent for that. Let's not forget the TD Garden, where Ben Brust has played. That is full of memories. You don't want to just demolish that and start over. Give him a cool.
Cool.
How about Fenway Park? Another one that's been around forever, but it's iconic. Madison Square Garden, and of course, two that are very close to home. Camp Randall Stadium, and of course, Lambeau Field. What would the Packers be if a couple of years ago, if after Favre's run, they didn't pour all that money into Lambeau Field and said, let's just demolish it and start over? I think if a stadium is iconic, has a level of historical significance, whether it be fans or players, because I know I felt it. When I walked into historic stadiums, I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I can't believe I'm in the same place that I was where all these amazing moments have happened. They need to not be so quick to demolish these stadiums and start over, and particularly Candlestick. Candlestick, it overlooks the bay. It's right by downtown. It's a beautiful location. Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, it's in a neighborhood. There's no amount of nostalgia or any sort of vibes that you feel. So that is what I want to argue to you guys today. These historic stadiums, not only do they make a mistake in doing that with Candlestick and Cowboy Stadium and Yankee Stadium, but future stadiums like the Bills Stadium and the Bears Stadium, they need to be treated more like Camp Randall and Lambeau Field, because those bring back all the feels. They're plenty old, and you can do plenty with what's already there. Stop demolishing these old, iconic, memorable stadiums. Upgrade them instead.
Cool.
What are you guys' thoughts?
You want me to go first?
Go for it.
You always go first, Kyle.
All right. Congratulations, Brad.
Hey!
Congratulations. You finally got me with one that I wholeheartedly agree with. One thing about old Kyle Wallace is I love the history and I love the historic nostalgia thing. No, I absolutely love the mystique of the past. I hate when we tear down the old and move in the new. I love the past. I feel fortunate and blessed to be able to go to Lambeau Field and know that that's the same Lambeau Field that we've been playing in for decades. That is my attachment to history. I'm upset that Yankee Stadium got torn down, and I've never been to the original Yankee Stadium. Can you imagine what this would be like in Boston if they didn't have Fenway? The Astrodome. I love the Astrodome. I mean, I think it's still up. I don't think they tore it down quite yet. But being able to have those domes, these are historic places that you have. Do not tear down the historic places. Just remodel them. The Vet in Philadelphia. All the times that you've seen Santa Claus get booed in the Vet, that was a historic place. So I love the history of the stadiums. I am not for tearing it down. Imagine what Duke would be like if they didn't have the Cameron Crazies because they tore down the field house.
That's a good point, because with Duke, they could absolutely bring in more fans, but they're purposely keeping it small and tight and old for the feel they're going with.
Tradition matters to me, and Brad, you hit the nail on, or hammer on the nail. The nail on the head?
Hit the nail on the head.
Hit the nail on
Wallace.
the head with this one. Congratulations. I heard Brad out, and this is the first time Brad did something good. Yeah, 2024 may be a better year for you, Brad. Good job.
I do not care. Do whatever you want with history. If it belongs to be here, then keep it. Again, this boo. Honestly, I just wanted to be against the grain. I'm good with whatever you guys want with this one. Because
what do you think is better? Do you think it's better to play it like an upgraded Candlestick or like a brand new stadium at Levi's?
I think it's good. It's good to have both. It's good to have brand new, awesome, big experiences. It's also cool to have really unique old places. I'm good with whatever. Obviously, you have Lambeau was built a while back. But when you walk into Lambeau, you still get that historic feel, but a new feel. So I'm good with having old. You can upgrade old and make it better. Camp Randall, obviously, they just redid the south end zone. So again, I'm fine with whatever. I don't want to demolish buildings if there's history. But if it's a dump and it's a dump, get rid of the dump. If it's a
Wrigley Field is a dump. Don't you enjoy Wrigley Field?
Yeah, but again, they did upgrades.
Soldier Field is a dump, and they're going to get rid of it.
Soldier Field is a dump, and that's why I'm saying if it's a dump, it's a dump. Get rid of it. Wrigley Field has history, and it's not a dump because they did renovations and make it feel like an experience that's worth going to. They make it a destination. Now, here's what I'm excited for. I'm excited for Rob Domofsky, who's been around on the beat for the Packers for a long time. He's seen the skull-bashing era of Mark Chmura. He's seen the scheming and fun offensive evolution of the NFL right now. I can't wait to get his take on what Mark Chmura said. Rob Domofsky of ESPN. Next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Most people don't have Super Bowl 50 authentic gear that they did not have to purchase that was given to them because they were part of the festivities.
Correct.
That's not people. That's highbrow there. Elitist a little bit.
I'm a little bit hurt that you think
I knew we'd break them. I knew we'd break
I'm a little
them.
hurt that you think that I would go to the extent of trying to posture.
What made you wear this today?
Yeah.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Every Thursday this football season, huddle up for the Great Dane Huddle, live from the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company.
Hey, it's Alex Strofe. Join me and former Badgers Tarek Saleh and Derek Engler this Thursday for the Great Dane Huddle, live from the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company in Fitchburg. We're reacting to all the coaching changes and everything from the opening weekend of the playoffs. This Thursday, it's the Great Dane Huddle, beginning at 6 o'clock on 100.5 ESPN.
The Great Dane Huddle with Alex Strofe, Tarek Saleh, and Derek Engler. Thursdays at 6 on 100.5 ESPN.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Is your phone plan messing with your savings plan? Don't get stuck paying for things you don't want. With Verizon, you only pay for what you need. And for a limited time, when you bring your own phones to a Verizon store, you'll get an amazing price on your plan. Plus, you'll save on things you actually love, like the Netflix and Max with Ads bundle. And it's on our award-winning 5G network. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today for an incredible deal. A better plan to save is Verizon. Additional terms and conditions apply.
If you have a dog, you might be worried about your good boy being bad for your carpet. But if you had Life-Proof with Pet-Proof Technology carpet, you wouldn't have to worry, even if you had a whole pack of dogs. Because Life-Proof with Pet-Proof Technology delivers permanent built-in stain and soil protection that never washes or wears off. Quiet, sit, good dogs. Life-Proof with Pet-Proof Technology available only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
You can drive cutting-edge design. 2024 Audis are on the lot and ready for delivery. You can save $7,500 on select Audi EVs with the AFS EV lease bonus. See dealer for details and exclusions. Eligibility is subject to credit approval through Audi Financial Services. Cannot be combined with national customer credit. Offer expires January 31st, 2024. Stop in and test drive today. Check out our website to see our current electric vehicle inventory and our monthly specials. The search for your Audi begins and ends at Zimbrick Audi of Madison, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road. Drive yours today.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
The standards have been set from quarterbacks that have been here before us, and you're trying to continue to raise your game until you get to that bar.
This is your green and gold fix on 100.5 ESPN.
You're going to evolve throughout the course of the season. It's always the fine line of what's too much.
This green and gold fix is driven by Metro Ford.
After a tough stretch in December, the Packers defense has played a big role in each of the team's last 3 victories. To finish the season, Joe Barry's crew gave up 10 points to the Vikings and 9 to the Bears. Most of the 32 points allowed to the Cowboys came in garbage garbage time, and the defense came up big with 2 interceptions, including a pick-6 by Darnell Savage. Head coach Matt LaFleur pleased with what Barry's unit has been doing as of late.
Couldn't be happier. I know what Joe Barry's all about and the resiliency, and there's tough moments in every season. I felt like I know what we have in him and was confident that if anybody could right the ship, it was him.
The Packers take on the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Divisional round of the playoffs Saturday night. Kickoff from Levi Stadium is at 7:15.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
I'm attorney David Gruber. We've helped injured Wisconsinites for more than 30 years. Trust our hometown team to get you back in the game. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Good news for you boys. My computer was about to die. That's why I got out abruptly. And I found peanuts. I got a little food. Not going to be hangry. We're good to go. So we'll carry that the rest of the way. 800-990-ES. 800-990-ESPN. 800-990-3776. That's the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. But you can only text right now because Packers reporter of ESPN, Rob Demovsky, joins us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. And you're on a normal Wednesday at 3:30. Here's how I'm going to propose the Brad Nortman Hear Brad Out today. Do you enjoy going to more of a historic venue, or do you enjoy the new ones like the SoFis and Vegas? What do you prefer?
Wow, I'm kind of a venue nerd, actually. So this is right up my alley. Like, to me, the coolest place in the world is Hinkle Fieldhouse, where Butler plays.
Oh yeah, Brad Stevens recruited me there, and I loved it.
However,
cool.
However,
yeah, it's cool,
there
Brad.
Is something about there is something about the brightness and cleanness of some of these new venues, like Dallas, which is not so new anymore, but that might be the brightest place. U.S. Bank. If I had to choose, though, I would lean toward the old historic places. But I do have an appreciation for the new stuff. But I grew up in Chicago, and Wrigley Field was great. But I realize it also has its limitations.
Yeah, I'm actually happy, Rob Demovsky, that you didn't pull the I'm a reporter. I need the best buffet line. I need the new nice stadium that has the newest food. So I like that you're a venue nerd and you were able to give Brad an appropriate response to that question.
The coolest thing is when I was first starting out in this business, I got to cover a game at Madison Square Garden in 1994. I was covering Ohio University, and when Gary Trent, the Shack of the Mac, was there, and they made it to the preseason NIT finals. And I was 23 or 24 years old, walking into Madison Square Garden, and I thought this job will never get any better than this, because Madison Square Garden was, to me, the coolest place on earth.
Now, Rob Demovsky, I'm going to play you some audio from this morning's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN. You hear them 7 and 9.
Is this Chewy talking about the 15-yard penalty?
Yeah, this is Chewy's actual audio, so I want you to hear the actual audio because I think this has gone outrageous in the way that Richard Sherman has picked it up on Twitter, right? Just listen for yourself and we'll get your reaction.
Okay.
And it's little things like this. And the reason we won in 95 when no one gave us a chance in San Francisco is because we intimidated them. I mean, and I always revert to Wayne Simmons. Wayne Simmons kicked the crap out of Brent Jones. And then it got contagious, and then it carried over. That's why, you guys are going to think I'm crazy, a 15-yard penalty, and I don't condone this, but I kind of do in the playoffs, a 15-yard penalty for a late hit on Brock Purdy is not a bad thing, as long as it's worth it. I'm just saying, this is the mindset you go into when it's battle.
That was Mark Chimura, Packers Hall of Famer, earlier on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Your thoughts, Rob, listening to that?
Well, first of all, Wayne Simmons was probably top 2 most scariest guys that I've been around, and he probably wasn't second. So that's the start of it. The other thing is, if you're going to do that, you can't announce it to the world that you're going to do it, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's obviously Chewy's not on the team.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I've argued. It's not like Chewy is in the locker room. He played 30 years ago. Like, I love Chewy, but this isn't what this football team is. He's literally speaking from his experience, and now it's being picked up everywhere, and it's becoming bulletin board material. So and I don't think it should be.
No, it shouldn't be. I think it's just one guy saying this is how we went out there and won that game because we bullied them and intimidated them. And first of all, Ben, the game's a little different now. You're probably going to get ejected if you do something that's going to be that much over the top where it's obvious. And you can't if it's Rashawn Gary or Preston Smith or somebody that's important, that could hurt you too. So and this team isn't. I don't think this team is like that. Does that happen in the league? I mean, we know from the Bounty Gate stuff that it does, but I don't know if you can get away with it in this day and age.
Rob, another sound clip that we digested a little bit today was from Bosa, and I'm going to have Chris play it for you. I think the question was basically, talk about the challenge of trying to stop Jordan Love.
He's really good at going through his reads, playing the offense to a T, and
so engaging.
We definitely need to stop the run. I don't think many teams have made him uncomfortable yet, so stopping the run and making him and covering up those easy open guys is something we have to do.
Easy open guys stopping the run? Are they disrespecting Jordan Love? Do you think that they're taking Jordan Love and the Packers lightly over there in San Francisco?
No, I do think, though, that he knows that Aaron Jones, it kind of starts with him, though, right? Doesn't it? I mean, what we've seen the last 4 games. Not saying that Jordan Love doesn't have all these open receivers if they don't have Aaron Jones, but it certainly helps. But, to me, to be honest with you, it sounded like Bosa didn't really want to be there in that interview to me. That's
true.
sort of what it sounded like.
Yeah, Rob, so my question, when I'm looking at what's coming up with this game that we have with the Green Bay Packers, are we going to be healthy on Saturday? Like, I'm concerned about Jair Alexander because last week with Jair Alexander, he played very well and he stepped up. I know he came off the game. Will we have Jair? Will Christian Watson be more healthy coming to this game? That's what I want to know because I want to have good vibes because they ripped me yesterday for not thinking that this team is a real Super Bowl contender.
You just don't believe in this team at all.
That's that. Here, Rob, are they a real Super Bowl contender?
I think they 100% are, and I think the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl.
Come, Rob, Rob, how do you skip over the 2 teams that have beaten the Green Bay Packers? The 49ers haven't played us yet. You're going to skip over the Buccaneers and skip over
because they've
Lions?
proven who they are the last 3 weeks at the right time.
Your name's not Rob. Your name's not Rob. It's big.
Tampa played almost literally a perfect game. Like Baker had the perfect maximum passer rating, and they've gone to Detroit and they won more recently than they lost to them. So, Kyle, I think the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl. Now, let's get back to your original question because I think that's important. I think Christian Watson will be definitely healthier than he was last week. I mean, if you've seen the way they brought him back, the first week was always sort of a limited deal, and then it goes big from there. Alexander is obviously a concern, made the huge play in the game. He did not practice today. There were only there were only 3 guys that didn't practice today: Jair, A.J. Dillon, and Kingsley Enagbare, and he is the last one. He is out for the year with a knee injury. Dillon has been out for a bunch. He probably won't play. Matt LaFleur said that they hope to see that Jair makes enough progress that he can do some stuff tomorrow. If he does get on the field at all tomorrow, I would suspect that there's a pretty good chance of him playing. If they needed him last week against Dallas and that crew, they really need him this week against San Francisco and all the weapons that they have.
Now, Rob, I may be just misreading something because I do that a lot. Did Matt LaFleur call Kingsley Enagbare JJ?
Correct. And in fact, the day they drafted him, Ben, they hand out like bios of him, and some of the stuff like from his college days just identified him as JJ Enagbare, and some of them said Kingsley. And To be honest with you, there's a story behind it. I can't remember what the story is.
No, all good, because I've had some people ask, like, who's JJ? And I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Kingsley, but I guess he goes by JJ.
Yeah, most of the guys call him JJ.
So,
I cannot remember. I think it might have been some childhood thing. I can't remember.
Rob Domofsky of ESPN joining us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. We are presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. And like, Rob, you know Kyle enough now. Like, I just want you to help me let him let go. Like, let him believe again, because I think he's too scared to get his feelings hurt because of the past. My argument is this isn't the past. This isn't Favre. This isn't Rodgers. And I'm not saying that they obviously weren't great. This is a different year, a different team, and what we've seen the last 3 weeks has been a progression. They ended the Viking season with their back against the wall. They obviously made the playoffs, are ending the Bears, and it's no fluke in what they did against the Cowboys. The Cowboys are a good team that played bad in the playoffs, but they dominated every facet of that game other than Anders Carlson not knowing how to make field goals or extra points.
Ben, I'm going to take you back to, I believe it was the last week of training camp, the first week of the regular season. And this guy is no longer on the team, but I was talking to Rasul Douglas just by himself, just he and I, and he just kept talking about how the vibe is so much different on this team. He said it 3 or 4 times.
Rob, let's be honest. Let's be honest. It's no Aaron Rodgers.
That's a huge part of it, and it's the fact that I think we've talked about this before. From the youngest guy to the oldest guy is much closer in age than it has been in forever around here, and I think that helps in this case.
How would you describe the vibes, though? You're saying they're different. Like, what adjectives would you put to it?
Yeah, loose, relaxed, having fun. They're also together. Brad, it's like you see guys from the offense talking to the guys from the defense. It's not just, the O-line's over in this corner, the D-line's at the other side, the kickers are together. It's these guys there's a ping pong table in the locker room, which has never been there before this year. I mean, just stuff like that. It's just different.
And was it more segmented and like tight in years past?
Yes. Yeah, I think and I also think guys, because they were older and had other things going on in their lives, when they were done for the day, they were done. They left. It seems like guys hang out there more often than they used to after the meetings are done or after the interview stuff is done. They're just, look, most of these guys are 25 years old. They don't have kids. They don't have things that they have to get home to do. There's no honey-do list. They hang out more, and I think that matters.
Rob, you've been around a lot of great football teams in Green Bay. And it seems like from week to week, your confidence in this football team continues to grow, where you are at the point now where you believe they're a Super Bowl contender. Do you truly believe the Packers can beat the 49ers here on Saturday?
I do, and I think the quarterback has just taken it to a completely higher level. I actually talked to Mike Holmgren today for a story that's running on ESPN. I think it's going to run Friday or Saturday, just about how Matt LaFleur probably, deserves more credit than he gets because, the feeling earlier was that, Matt LaFleur won because he had Aaron Rodgers, excuse me. And I think what he's done this year shows that, he wasn't just riding Rodgers' coattails. And I bring up Mike Holmgren because Mike said something to me that I thought was interesting. He's like, look, I have not watched a lot of Packers games this year, but I watched that game against the Cowboys, and that guy, Jordan Love, man, I would have loved to have coached that kid. And Mike Holmgren saying that. Wow. I mean, we know the list of quarterbacks from Montana, Young, Favre, Hasselbeck that Mike Holmgren's coached.
I'm grinning. I'm literally cheesing from ear to ear right now hearing that because Mike Holmgren means so much to us Packers fans. So here, a championship coach that brought the Lombardi Trophy back to Wisconsin, who coached Brett Favre, saying he would love to have coached that guy. Woo! We did it, Rob. We got it 3 times in a row.
Last one, Rob, before we let you go here. Can the Packers win this game if Jordan Love isn't the best player on the field?
Probably not. I think that's a great question. I think he's got – look, we can't necessarily expect him to be exactly what he was in Dallas, but he's got to outplay his counterpart, and he's got to not turn the ball over, and he's got to make – I don't know, what do you think, 5 explosive plays probably, and then they have a chance. If his completion percentage is, in the high 50s, it's under 60, and he has a turnover, probably not. although that would surprise me if he did have a game like that based on what we've seen.
And just to tie a bow here, from the KBN Nation, I got a thing here. There's no preference. You can go Kingsley or JJ. It was a little cartoon show, JJ the Jet Plane, that I used to watch, and I was a little kid, and just kind of stuck with me.
Yep, I knew there was some story.
Journalist Ben Brust over here, Rob.
Keep grinding there, buddy.
Yeah, no, not for me. That's Rob Domofsky of ESPN. We'll talk to you next week, and safe travels.
All right, we'll be seeing you guys.
Rob Domofsky, you'll hear him on the Homer Hour at times. You'll hear him across our very stations, and you can read him on ESPN.com. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. More coming up next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
Student Athlete Support Fund is something I was looking at. I'm ultimately likely going to give to the College of I was in
long week.
Life Sciences Communication was my major.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust
He's
here.
the most interesting man in sports radio.
Ben Brust here for Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. I am in Madison right now. I have got a chance to look at my beautiful car, but today's not the day I'm bringing her home, and I can't wait because I'm having a kid, and I need more space. It started with a 2-door, I went to a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. The journey with Zimbrick European has been amazing from start to finish, and they will do the same for you. I love them, and you will as well. Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. AP's team is great.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts. The 11th ranked Wisconsin men's basketball team took their first loss in conference play Tuesday night at Penn State. The Badgers, now 5-1 in Big Ten play, remain in first place in the conference despite the loss. Head coach Greg Gard after the game.
We are not where we need to be and can be and should be. So that's something we hadn't been exposed in a while. We got exposed tonight. Part of it was to our undoing.
Wisconsin looks to rebound Friday as they return to the Kohl Center hosting Indiana.
Badger Minutes on ESPN Wisconsin are brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule an appointment online today at PellaWI.com.
If you want a fresh twist on surf and turf, look no further than North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. Inspired by their time living in the Alaskan Gulf in southern Texas, owners Keith and Aaron brought together unique culinary backgrounds to create a truly authentic American restaurant here in Madison. After expanding to 2 more locations in DeForest and Verona, you can savor smoky, wood-fired barbecue and freshly prepared seafood from around the country. Explore their full menu and dining options at eatnorthandsouth.com. That's eatnorthandsouth.com.
Madison athletes seeking elite training need to get started today at Total Athlete Performance. TAP is here to serve and educate the serious athlete with speed, agility, and semi-private training options. Sessions are now available in both Windsor and the new TAP facility inside the Verona Athletic Center. Also access remote training plans anytime, anywhere with the Total Athlete Performance app. Visit tapwisconsin.com for sign-up info, including monthly payment options. That's tapwisconsin.com.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what you need when you've been in a serious truck accident. Call Gruber Law Offices. We've successfully helped people injured by big trucks for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, Fleet Rewards members, save 10% now through Wednesday at Fleet Farm. No rebates, no waiting, no mail-in forms or receipts. The added 10% savings coupon is for all Fleet Rewards members, in-store and online. Not a member? Sign up in minutes to get your additional discount. Forget stamps or waiting for rebates. Enjoy 10% savings now through the 17th. And thanks for shopping Fleet Farm. Some restrictions apply.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You know, I'm talking about all these stadiums that I revere and love going to. You know what one of those stadiums are, though? That's American Family Field. It's because they have one of my favorite teams, the Milwaukee Brewers. And you know who is the proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Brewers, and you can find everywhere over American Family Field. That's my favorite premium cocktail in Carbless. Now, there's so many reasons why I love Carbless. It has everything I'm looking for. You guys know me. I'm crazy about fitness and working out and not feeling guilty.
Yeah, you crazy.
That's right, crazy. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 100 calories a can, gluten-free. And this one's so hard to find in any good. Less carbonation. They have just the right amount of carbonation, just enough to be like, ooh, that's refreshing, but not so much to make my stomach feel terrible after drinking one. I mean, across the board, it's less guilt in drinking it, but it doesn't stop there. The flavor is off the charts. There's really something for everyone. Whether it be something more in the, the refreshing raspberry, cranberry, pineapple, or like I just picked up the other night when Lexi and I were walking through the grocery store, Paloma, Margarita, Moscow Mule. I mean, there are so many that I just love. The Nortman fridge is full of Carbless. It's my go-to drink. It has something for everybody. So why not give Carbless a shot? I remember my first one, drinking it literally. I have one taste. I'm not going back to anything else. So when you're looking for your ready-to-drink cocktail and looking for a fresh, refreshing drink, check out Carbless. Let them show you why less is more. Check them out online and at retailers near you.
800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. That's the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. I'm Ben Brust, live from the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. Back at the Gruber Law Offices, One Call, That's All studios. That's Brad Nortman and Kyle Wallace, as we are KBN all together. Now, I want to take the pulse of Kyle Wallace because I got at him pretty hard yesterday because I truly do believe that he is not a full Packer backer. He's trying to be realistic when he's never been realistic about the Packers all season long. I'm giving you the floor, man. Don't talk over me, otherwise I won't give it to you. How are you feeling? Do you believe in your Packers, or are you still like, oh, I'm so scared they can't get it done?
I never once said I was scared. I never once said they can't get it done. I just said we need to be realistic as Green Bay Packer fans and overlooking, as basically Rob said, thinking that this is an NFC championship game is the completely wrong mentality that you should have as a fan. And if the Green Bay Packers are thinking that, they're going to be smacked in the face with a reality check if they do win against the 49ers when they have to play the Buccaneers, who they lost to, or the Lions, who they also lost to as well. We need to focus on each game, and a game at task this week and on hand this week is the 49ers. I think this team can win based off of Jordan Love, but nothing else. When you look at on paper, when you look at not just on paper, the ultimate talent that the 49ers have, we have no business going into Levi Stadium in San Francisco and coming away with the victory. Last week was great, but this week is going to be
It's the same point spread, you clown.
No. It may be that it's moving down to being closer to the same point spread, but I don't give a crap what Vegas is saying. I know what my eyes show me. And what my eyes tell me is that is an exceptional football team over there that is a real deal Super Bowl contender. The Green Bay Packers are trying to prove they could be a Super Bowl contender, and that can start on Saturday if they beat the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh,
but yes,
man.
I do believe
you haven't changed one bit from yesterday.
I believe they can beat the 49ers.
No, you don't. No, you don't. When you hear yourself talk, when you hear yourself right there, there is not an ounce of me that believes that you are going to watch that game with belief. You're going to be scared watching. You don't want your feelings to get hurt. And it's embarrassing for somebody who I look at as the Packer backer of our show. You're more scared of the 49ers than you are of letting yourself believe that Jordan Love and this team can get it done. And it's sad. It's sad to see.
You're breathing that lunatic air.
No, I'm literally just keeping it real with who you've been this entire season. You pick now to be scared because of Christian McCaffrey, Kyle Shanahan. You got to let go of what the past is and live in the now.
Isn't it okay to respect the opponent, though? I think
he's doing more than respect. He's literally
more than respect. I didn't say
He's literally like, oh, Kyle,
win.
you said I would take Kyle Shanahan. I would take the offense. I would take the defense. I would take the special teams.
I didn't say I'd take Kyle Shanahan. I'm riding with my boys. The only
You
thing
take LaFleur over Shanahan?
Yes, I would. The only thing,
Wow.
only thing I'm not taking from the Packers.
First
is
time he
defense.
said
Give
something
me
pro-Packers.
defense. I said I love Jordan Love. Give me Jordan Love. Give me the Packers offensive line. Plus
That's not a
Trent
bad one.
Williams. I'll trade Rasheed Walker for Trent Williams.
Trent
but
Williams
I mean,
pretty good.
See, you're
but
just picking and choosing. You don't believe in this team.
Listen, I believe in 10. That's all that matters.
No, it's not. Not when it comes to you actually thinking they can get this game done.
You better pick them on. I know you better pick them on Friday. I know that doing all this talk.
I will.
Ooh,
I'll send you the
that'll be moment.
screenshot. Receipts, baby. Receipts.
What do you mean receipts? Are you going to say it here on KBN on Friday? You're not. Are you taking another vacation on
No,
Friday?
I'm saying I'm
Where
going to
are
go
you
get the.
going?
I'm going to go
Where
get
are
the
you
bet.
going?
I'm going to go get the bet ticket and put my money where my mouth is at Pato Sportsbook. Since you're a fraud and you don't believe in this team, I'll be the person that actually does.
Well, we'll find out on Friday who I pick.
That early point spread looks pretty good right now, though, doesn't it? The double-digit underdog, now it's coming down.
It's still
that's interesting.
325, 350 on the money line. I'm not betting spread. I'm betting the belief, Brad.
Oh, my,
betting
my.
the belief.